welcome to I'll Take the Over podcast. I'm your host, Mark Manley. We got Kenny D with us. How you doing, Kenny D?
I'm good, brother. How are you?
Got your prime time glasses yet?
Always.
All right, we got Reverend Rule. That's right. The Reverend Eddie Derrick, who did a wedding over the weekend. Is that right, Eddie?
Man, I did it back in September. They just got the pictures back.
I got you. We just seen the picture. How you doing?
Doing
Man.
good. You?
Look at all them
I'm
booties on that Hawaiian shirt. I like it.
Yeah, Josh, speaking of Hawaiian shirts, you got one on the mask. Did y'all get together or it just happened?
It was a couple weeks ago on the show we missed about wearing them. We just didn't do it last week. So
There you go. All right, we got Johnny Grissom down there in the Bayou, the Bayou Bengal himself, Mr. Johnny Grissom. How you doing, sir?
What's up, man?
That's it. And we got the man from Cooter. Everybody know where Cooter is. We all love some Cooter, don't we? How you doing, Mr. Doug Edwards?
Doing the Trump dance, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, the Trump dance is famous now, ain't it?
It's going viral. Everybody.
Like crazy, baby. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about, man. College football, we all love. We got the new rankings that come out. First of all, we're going to talk about last week and who got the big crybaby face. I hope it wasn't me, man. I wore that thing for 3 weeks in a row. But I know because Eddie Derrick told me so that I was going to have a great week. So I know I had to have a great week. When the Reverend tells you something, it has to happen. Right, Reverend?
Hey, damn right.
Doug Edwards, give us a little review of last week and then what we got year to date, baby.
You had a pretty good week. You sure did. Myself, Mr. Consistent is falling off. He's going off the rails, man. I'm crybaby. Give me that crybaby face.
Oh, man. We got Doug Edwards on the crybaby face this week.
Man, I had 6 points.
Wow.
Hey, at least you didn't get that 3 points.
I didn't get that. I was close, man. I tell you what, the next to me was Josh Brown there. He had 8. Nobody hit a wild card this
Mr.
week.
Overall week.
I should
Nobody
went
what?
over on mine.
Hold on, nobody what?
Nobody hit a
I
wild
hit it.
card. Eddie got a push.
Yeah, absolutely incorrect. No, sir.
Oh, here we
All
go.
right,
Okay.
here we go. We'll have that dispute offline. We'll argue those scores offline. Go ahead, Doug.
Okay. Anyway, Josh came in right ahead of me at 8. We had Kenny there with 9. He claiming he got 5 more, but I didn't.
14.
We had Eddie Derrick there with 10 and Mark with 10, tied with 10, and the Hurricane's moving up to a F5 category. Man, he's gaining steam every week. Hurricane Johnny with 13 big points this week.
Damn, go Johnny, my man. Hey, everybody watch out. There's a hurricane coming.
Man, it's category 5 now. He's building
Woo!
steam every week.
F5, he's tearing some shit up.
He been quiet, just watching and learning. Now.
Oh.
No, it's not learning. I just know.
He been watching Mr. Consistency, ain't he, Doug?
That's
All
what
right.
it was. He's learning now. He's just tweaked a few things.
No, it's not learning. Just
All right,
doing
so
my-
where we
just doing
at?
my homework.
Where we at overall? There you go, Johnny. Good key there. You got to study a little bit, don't you?
That's right.
After week 12, we got the Reverend Coach, whatever he is, week to week. There, he's at 129. We got Team Kenny there's at 128.
133.
The Hurricane is, like I said, is building power and steam every week. He's at 124, only 5 back of the lead now. We got, shame to say, but Josh Brown he's passed me with giving me a weak head start. He's at 115. I'm at 114. And Mark, you at 104 with your 10-point week.
Still rolling in the end, ain't it?
Hey, you're getting closer though.
Hey, I had some more weeks like this week, and I'll be just fine, won't I?
There There you go. That's week 12. We're moving into week 13 here. Get
All right, guys. There you go. Before we get any go into our new CFB rankings, let's talk about last week a little bit. Thoughts on last week? I know I went to Columbia, South Carolina for my first ever trip. Almost went to the old jailhouse because of my sign and my pom-pom, guys. But I tell you what an atmosphere, what a freaking game. I tell you what, 3 Missouri games in a row have been nothing but an emotional roller coaster. And I never thought I would say this, but I am truly happy I'm a Mizzou Tiger. Because we might not win them all, but we're going to be right there at the end, baby. So go Tigers. Kenny, what you got for this past week, brother? And then we'll roll it over.
Colorado, Arizona State, SMU get no love. Still trying to figure out how Miami is as high as they are. Josh, I'm sorry, but I cannot understand why Penn State's where they are. Just a lot of, and I get the whole deal. They've talked about it all week on Pat McAfee with the strength of schedule in Indiana, and they're probably going to get beat Saturday, and that's fine. 10-0 is still 10-0. Ask BYU how hard it is. I mean, it doesn't matter. You play who's in front of you. So I don't like the top 12. I don't like it at all. I think it's way out of balance. It'll start to shape up here in the next couple of weeks, but there's going to be 3 or 4 teams from the mighty SEC that are going to be very sad. And Lane Kiffin has got a valid point. You're better off not making the SEC championship game so you can get into the 12-team playoff, because if the wrong team's in that playoff and that championship game and they lose, they could be out.
Right.
If they have to play an extra game.
Yeah, and I'm going to bring this point up real quick, like since Kenny touched on it. I think this might be the last year for championship games because they don't mean nothing, guys. All they mean, you would rather win a national title than your conference title. So I look for those to come to an end, to be honest with you.
Well,
What you got,
we're talking
Go ahead, Dad.
we're talking about playoffs and stuff. I thought we were reviewing last week, but hey,
We are.
I'm fully in agreement there. The championship games need to be out. The voting needs to be out. You need automatic bids. You want 12-team playoff, have 12 automatic bids. You want 14-team playoff, have 14 automatic. You got to take the voting out of it. They don't vote in the NFL. They got a 14-team playoff. None of them teams are voted in because I can just see, well, the Dallas Cowboys might have a little worse record, but you don't want them in the playoffs there.
Right. There you go.
It's not
Revenue.
right until they get something to where you're not voted on, you earn your way in. And that's what college needs to do. They want to do everything more like pros and this and that. They're paying the players and all that. Make you earn your way in. There's no vote to it. But then we don't have our show every week, our college playoff show, and those guys give up power sitting in there deciding who's in and where they are. That's probably not going to happen. But, yeah, the championship games need to quit. You need to break this thing down by regions of the country. And you need to say your top 4 that finish in those are in. Everybody else out.
Yeah, you got a comment there about Sherman. He sums it up. It's all revenue. So that's all it is. And like you said, Doug, about the TV shows, your sponsor and all that, man. Go ahead, Reverend.
Man, I don't know if y'all saw how BYU lost, but it was a pooch punt that hit their player, put the ball on the 3. That's a tough first loss that way. That was my biggest one.
Yep.
Yeah, I was shocked, too, that they lost that game.
And they've had so much go right for them this year, it was bound to catch up to them.
That's right. They've been dodging that bullet all year, man. Johnny Grisham, you got any thoughts on last week?
Yeah. I made a comment last week. I said LSU shouldn't be in the top 25. They was ranked like 22nd. They don't deserve to be there last week. But look at them now. They're not in the top 25. And I got a question for somebody. Hey, Doug, how you feel about it now, about the coach and everything?
Oh, fire him, fire everybody else. Ain't won a championship 3 years. I mean, you can't have that. You can't. That's unacceptable. You've been there 6 years, you ain't won a national championship. Your ass is out. Fired.
Hey,
So I told the guys before you came on because I say all year you've been talking good about the coach, and you made a comment.
I'm on the train now. You got to fire them. If they ain't won a national championship,
He's being
in 3 years,
sarcastic.
They got to go.
hey,
I don't care what school it is.
Well, what about that comment you made on Facebook? You was saying about
Which
him,
one? Which one was that?
about the coach.
What'd
You
I
say he's
say?
got to go.
He's probably made
So
a lot,
Are
Johnny.
you being truthful? Or
No,
you just
I'm being
joking around?
sarcastic. Of course, I'm saying that every team in the nation, if your coach ain't won a championship in 3 years, they need to fire him. We'll have a lot of turnaround that way. We'll just play musical chairs with coach.
hey, I got a coach up here you guys can have.
He's pretty good with it. He's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Look what he's done for Penn State. Go ahead, Josh, and look at your dad. He's already chimed in early, boy. My new motto as a Longhorn fan, loving the hay. I bet he does, but I'll tell you what, Steve Brown, what you better get ready for is them A&M Aggies come the last game of the season.
Steve, how long has Sarkisian been there?
3 years, ain't it?
3
He
years,
ain't won a national championship. That fires ass. Fires.
Go ahead, Ellis.
I don't think the LSU coach is an SEC coach. I don't think he fits
Sarkisian ain't
in.
either. He ain't never won the big one. Out.
I'm just saying he don't fit in. He don't fit in.
Go ahead, Josh. Take over this conversation.
Well, Franklin has been there longer than 3 years. He ain't won shit. And if you look at his record versus everybody else versus what he does against Ohio State and Michigan, you can clearly see my point as to why he needs to be fired. So, but that's
Well, that's
another
going to
story for
happen to
another day.
LSU coach.
But I agree with Kenny up there. I'm not confident in the top 12. I think it's still some shaking up needs to be done. I don't disagree with what he said about Penn State either. I mean, the only reason they're up where they are is just simply because they lost Ohio State, and Ohio State's ranked higher. That's the only reason why. Otherwise, in my opinion, I think Penn State, and I've been saying all year, is like 7 and 8 in the country. That's where I would put them at.
But that's my point. Because of where you are, you're going to get to host a game where you shouldn't.
They're in a
Right.
premier conference. They've got one loss all year. That says it all.
Right. But the good thing is I mean, having a playoff game at Beaver Stadium would be awesome, you know. So I'll be there.
Don't matter your schedule. You're in a premier conference. You've lost one game. You're in.
There it is.
So-
Sarkisian started in
So if Indiana
2021.
loses- if
So he's
Indiana
had this
loses to
3
Ohio
years. This
State,
is
they-
third year. This is his third year. So there you go. He needs to win a national title or he's out.
Fourth, ain't it? 21 if he started in 21.
Oh, you're right. You got to count that year. You're right. Well, hey, wait a minute. He gets the COVID year. That don't count.
No, that was 2020.
I know, but hell, hey, we're in 2024 and there's still that 1 year don't count because of COVID.
It counts.
No matter what year.
It
No
counts.
matter what year you played. No, I'm talking about as far as eligibility. So if the players getting eligibility back, coaches need to get a year back on their schedule, on their record, right? I mean, they're trying to deny Mike Leach for what? 2 or 3 wins? He did not make the Hall of Fame? I mean, come on, man. Mike Leach is a Hall of Fame college football coach.
Hey, I don't
and they're
count
trying-
from that COVID year. I don't even count Alabama's.
Right. They're not counting those, and I'm like, man, what the hell, man? It's crazy.
That don't count. Alabama didn't win it that year because that don't count because they wasn't playing in front of crowds and they didn't play enough games. So that
Hey, you know,
shit don't count.
Yeah, Steve just brought up a good point because nobody could win the Natty because of a guy named Nick Saban. Well, Nick Saban
Right.
is on ESPN's College Game Night now, so nobody has to worry about old Nick the Dick.
That's right.
All right, let's get into some college football rankings. The CFP top 25. And man, we got some surprises in the 21 through 25. Illinois climbs back in at number 25. They are 7-3. Wasn't ranked last week. UNLV climbs back in at 24. Wasn't ranked last week. They have been in the top 25 before, and somehow, as everybody says, my Missouri Tigers don't belong, but we are hanging around, baby. It's 7-3. And then Iowa State at 22. And then Arizona State at 21. Followed by the Tulane Green Wave, who moved up 5 spots to number 20 at 9-2. Any thoughts on those, Kenny?
Did Missouri change their logo to a Buckeye?
No, all they had to do is show that SEC symbol.
They lost and moved up, didn't they?
I mean,
Stayed the same.
No, they stayed the same, but listen,
Okay.
all year they've been winning and dropping. So this year, this week
now
they
they're
don't
losing
win.
and staying the same.
Stay pat, baby, stay pat.
I
Hey,
think
they
they're-
gave South Carolina, they gave the hottest team in college football a hell of a game on their field. So say what you want to about my Tigers, they showed up. And
I'm
if they
asking
make
for the
2
show.
tackles there at the end, they win that fucking game. So it is what it is.
I'm asking for the show purposes. I don't care. I got a dog in that hunt. I think Arizona State's too low, though. I told y'all last week when we talked about them playing Kansas State that they're just like South Carolina. They're playing some really great ball. They're on the West Coast, and you're up on Saturday nights. It's a great game to watch. I think that's a very, very good football team right now. I think they're a little low, to be honest with you.
I hope
That's
you pick them
exactly-
this week.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Arizona State is. I watched that game the other night, man. That's a good football team. They're playing good ball.
They were
That
picked
18-year-old
last in conference. They were picked to finish last.
That 18-year-old kid they got at quarterback's pretty good.
Wow, I did not know that, Eddie.
Pick
Picked
last.
last. That's
They were
crazy.
voted to finish last in conference preseason.
And I'll be honest with you, they're going to win out probably, and they're going to meet Colorado probably in the Big 12.
They lose this week.
Well,
Wow.
regardless of whether they win or lose or not, I mean, they got a first-year coach and a first-year quarterback, and look at what they're doing.
I agree. Good
Right.
year. Great year. Yeah.
Even my main man Charlie wants to know why Mizzou's ranked. Because every lost team we've had, Charlie, has been to a top 25 team.
Is that Charlie from Hoops in the Boot?
That is Charlie
All right.
from Shooting Hoops in the Boot.
All right, very good, very nice.
All right, guys, and now we'll move on. Let me put my glasses back on since we're done discussing. Number 19, the Army Knights, which I hope they do what they do best, and that is blow some shit up this weekend. And that is South Carolina at 18. They're 7-3. They moved up 3 spots. Clemson is still hanging around, guys, and can still be in the ACC championship, which we'll talk about that here in a minute. They're 17 at 8-2. Colorado, Hennies, Dion, where's your shades at, buddy? There he is. They are hanging around at number 16, and it looks like they probably are going to be in the Big 12 championship. Texas A&M at 15, BYU at 14. BYU fell 8 spots, guys, so it's going to be hard for them unless they win that Big 12 to get back in the hunt for the playoffs.
Still got 'em
SMU,
projected.
yeah. SMU is number 13, which I have an issue with. They're 9-1. They only move up 1 spot. Boise State at 12, Tennessee 11, and Georgia 10. So we'll talk about those guys. We'll talk about 19 through 10. My issue is with SMU and Miami, which we'll talk about Miami here in a minute. SMU is number 13, and Miami is number 8, guys. These two teams are in the same conference. SMU is first in the conference, Miami third. SMU is probably going to look like they're going to win out as they have Virginia and Cal left. Miami has Wake Forest and Syracuse left, so they're going to win out. Clemson hanging around in third, guys, is done with the conference, guys. They have, I believe this week they have, I can't remember offhand, a weak team.
A bye game.
And then they have, no, I'm talking about Clemson. Clemson had, do they? No, Miami has Wake Forest and Syracuse. Clemson has the Citadel or some shit like that. And then they have,
They got
But hold on, who
Citadel.
does Clemson close the season with,
and,
Mark?
and then they have South Carolina. So, but
Right.
anyway, Clemson is done with the conference championship. So that's going to be interesting, guys. I mean, SMU to me is going to win that ACC championship and get in there. I think Miami has been hanging by a limb all year long, as we all know. So that's where I'm at. Kenny, tell us how you feel.
SMU and Miami should flip spots.
Absolutely.
Clemson, same question about it I asked with your Mizzou Tigers. Why is Clemson still that high? They should not be. But it's the ACC, and it's terrible football. It's a bad conference. It's a baseball
Basketball.
It's
Basketball.
That's a baseball conference. It's bad. But I agree with you. SMU has nobody left. You look at if you're talking about, we talk about the losses. Penn State with that loss to Ohio State, that's why they're there. Well, SMU lost to an undefeated BYU team by 3. Miami got beat by Georgia fucking Tech. Flip flop them.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree.
We talk about hot teams. SMU just flat out put 40 on everybody.
That's right.
I think the craziest part of all this is Mark saying that SMU is going to win the ACC.
Hey,
That's
That's
just
right.
nuts.
Hey, that stands for All Coast Conference now, not just Atlantic Coast Conference. Because
All
you
Coast.
got the Atlantic, you got the Gulf of Mexico, you got the damn West Coast of California and Stanford in there. Is that not some crazy shit, guys? The money they are spending on fucking travel alone is how stupid sports has become in the college world now.
and SMU joined that conference and agreed to take no money for the first 2 or 3 years.
That's right.
They get
They're
no
getting shitted
they get
on.
No conference money, but they do have over $1 billion endowment for the school. So I mean, they're okay. But Sherman asked a question about Army. Yes, Sherman. If Army wins out, they are in the playoffs.
I don't think they'll put them ahead of Boise.
They beat Notre Dame and went out.
Oh, yeah, you got to put them ahead of boys if they beat Notre Dame.
They'll win the AAC.
AAC championship. They're in.
Yeah.
That's right.
I think they lose to Notre Dame and Tulane. They go in with 2 losses.
Well, if they lose to Tulane, they're out automatically. If they beat
No,
Tulane,
I said if they win out.
automatically.
If Army wins
Yeah,
out,
Sherman's question was just if they went out. So,
they're
yeah.
in.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get in.
I don't think they'll win out, but if they win out, they're in.
If they win out, I don't think they'll put them ahead of Boise. They're not putting 2 non-power
They won't
5.
have
Man,
to
you're
win out.
crazy. If you don't think they're going to put
I don't
Army,
think they'll do it.
Undefeated Army.
that's
coach.
that's the guys who protect you from saying what you just said.
Somebody
Yeah,
needs to
you
protect
better
from that.
you better show
I
them
don't
guys
think
some
they'll do it.
love. Well, if they do win out, Eddie, they deserve to go to the playoffs.
They're in. If they win out, they're in, but they're not going to win out. So
Sherman wants them. I bet Steve Brown wants them too because
Oh, you're
he
fucking
is
right.
a Army guy.
Yes, he is.
Boise straight drops 1 is what Charlie says. So Charlie's probably right, man. If Boise State, I mean, they're both probably gonna go to the championship game. Let's just face that. It is what it is, but I mean, it's all gonna play itself out, man. The question is, how many SEC teams are actually gonna get into it?
you're going to
And,
get at least 4, possibly 5.
God,
There you go.
damn.
I
Yeah.
don't think any more than 4.
That weak conference, as Kenny says, that
You're
is his sinking boat of Florida State is down in the Atlantic Ocean, by the way. So here we go. Let's go ahead to the rest. Where were we at?
Number 9.
What number were we at?
Yeah, top 10.
Top 10. Ole Miss at 9. Miami at 8 that we talked about. Alabama comes in at number 7. They moved up 3 spots. Notre Dame somehow is hanging around there 9-1. Indiana stays pat. So the top 4 teams stay pat. Top 5, excuse me. Indiana, Penn State, Texas, Ohio State, and Oregon. I really don't have any thoughts on that guys, man. It is what it is on those. I don't know if Notre Dame actually belongs there. But they are-
Notre Dame needs to join a legit conference and compete and contend. I'm tired of this bullshit about them getting special treatment because of NBC contracts and playing this and that or whatever, and how much money. You know what? Fuck that. You earn your shit. So, that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Where did you have Tennessee and Texas A&M? Tennessee and Texas
11, 11 and 15.
Tennessee is number 11 and A&M is 15.
A&M's record is they've only lost one.
No, they lost 2, buddy.
Oh, they lost to Notre Dame. That's right. Beginning of the year, they've lost one in conference.
Yeah, they lost that early game. But they're not that team that lost to Notre Dame at the beginning of the year.
No, I think they ought to be a little higher myself.
And the thing is,
Yeah.
it's like, how can you have Notre Dame ranked where they are? Just like Charlie says, they lost to Northern Illinois at the beginning of the year.
At home, Josh. At home in South Bend.
Stop giving them special
That's
treatment.
the only game they've
It's
lost.
ridiculous.
But look, I agree with you. And in my scenario, if you would break this up into 4 20-team divisions, East, West, North, South, 20 teams, East, North, that's 80 teams. That's about all you're going to have to get in the playoffs anyway. That's about all they want to share with. And play it out. You'll have a few inter-regional games, and then you'll play like 8 or 9 games in your region. And then make Notre Dame join one or the other, and then take the top 4 of each one, man. You got a 16-team playoff there. Boom, 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 boom. 16 teams. Nobody's voted on. You earned your way in. You got your tiebreakers. You got all that. You take your top 4 teams are automatic. Each one.
See, Kenny, he's trying to realign it so he can get the SEC in.
Well, all he did
There
was
won't be an
repeat what-
SEC. There won't be an SEC. There'll be a
all
South
he did was
SEC.
repeat what somebody said about 8 to 9 weeks ago. I said, draw a T right through the country, and whatever quadrant you're in, that's where you're at. Play ball.
We have to. Yeah.
And that's what they should do.
Eventually you will.
You'll save money on travel. You'll stop all this bullshit. You play who you play, and it is what it is. It doesn't
Yep.
matter.
And you either earned your way in or you didn't make it.
That's correct.
Yeah. And I think we're coming to that. It might be 2 years down the road, but I don't think it'll be next year for sure. But
Right.
I think that's where we're headed.
They want a 16-team playoff anyway. There's your 16, 4 out of each bracket.
All right, Steve's got another comment. The ACC champ ends up at 13. This will be the second straight year, counting Florida State last year, that the ACC champ was screwed from the playoffs.
That's
They're
an
always
automatic
good
win.
if they win, Steve.
Yeah.
There's all Matt, yeah.
They get automatic. this
They get
year.
automatic. Matter of fact, they get one of the 3 automatics.
Yeah.
Top 3 with a bye. That's
Yeah,
how
they get a
bad that
bye.
is.
No matter their
Yeah,
record. They,
Kenny, I'm glad you brought that up. 'Cause you said top 3.
Yeah.
And that's a good point because the Big 12 champ could be left off of the playoffs.
Yeah,
There
that's
is
what I'm
a
saying.
scenario.
It's-
Yeah, no, yeah, there's a scenario, Doug. You can shake your head all you want to. There's a scenario where the Big 12 can be left out.
Big 12
That's right.
champ don't get automatic. They're not a
No.
They don't get a bye. They have to. They'll
I didn't
host
say a
play-in
5,
game.
but they're in the playoff.
Well, they're
They
in the
get a first
playoffs.
They don't get a bye.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
well,
they
excuse
might-
me. You're right. They don't get the bye.
They might
'Cause
not
they're-
get 5, but they're still in the
Right. You're right. You're right. But they're
But they'll be better than the ACC team, and they'll have to play 1 extra game. That's
Oh, I
huge.
agree. I agree with
And,
that.
and the thing is, right, and you're going to get a bye, and you're going into your next game as the underdog.
Right.
Makes no difference.
right. Right. You're right.
Yeah, I agree with that. Sure.
All right, some great discussion there. Now let's move on to our picks of the week, man. And we got a game that's going to be on the tube tomorrow night. Nope, check that Friday night. UNLV at 8-2, 4-1 the conference takes on San Jose State. San Jose 6-4, 3-3 in the conference. And matchup predictor shows UNLV at 73.2. San Jose State at 26.8. San Jose State is currently on a 4-game winning streak. They lead the series 21-6-1. UNLV last won, and San Jose State, guys, which is where this game is, in 1993. Josh, what were we doing in 1993, baby?
I can tell you, I was at Chris and Mark's house at 15 years, 14. Hell, I don't remember.
We were having a great time while we listened to them.
Drinking Boone's Farm, listening back to the hotel.
That's right.
Night City, and I'd be riding my bike home half drunk at 13 years old.
Steve, you did not hear none of that. We took
Oh,
care
you
of
heard
your boy.
heard
He had
the
he had a great time with Uncle Mark and Uncle Chris. I tell you, he's got some
Yeah, I was-
good
I was-
stories because of
That's
that.
right. I was drinking juice boxes. I forgot.
With all that said, Barry Odom is my man from Mizzou. So I'm taking UNLV minus the 8, and I'm taking the under. Douglas.
Douglas, I have the same thing as the champ. I'm gonna jump on the Barry Odom train. I've listened to Mark talk about this clown, so I'll jump on.
I got one thing's different. I'm gonna take the -8. I'm gonna go over.
Mark, you're on fire, man. I'm gonna take UNLV in the under.
Started studying, Eddie. Started studying.
Do your homework.
Wait 10 weeks there, buddy.
Hey, man, I'm a busy guy, man. You know, sometimes I got time, sometimes I don't. You know, sometimes, hey, it's that good instinct that will get you every time.
Hey, look, I just want to point out, I don't think it was 4 weeks ago, but who was it that brought San Jose State onto this show and said that this is a good ball club and that we're going to start doing things? You're
I think it was Josh Brown.
Kenny. Hey, hashtag Kenny right there, Team Kenny. Say,
I think it was Jeff Brown. Was it Jeff Garcia that put him on the mound?
Yeah, it was. That's right. That's right. But listen, not this week. Give me UNLV to cover and give me the over. I'm with Johnny on this.
Not so
Yeah,
fast, my friend.
It looks like this one's going to be a lock, except for the over and unders. There's three of you got the unders, 2 of you got the overs. I'm going with the UNLV and the over crowd. I'll take UNLV and the over.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We split the show.
3-3.
The overs are the unders for the show.
Change the name of the show. All right, guys. Next on our schedule is the Ole Miss Rebels at 8-2, 4-2 in the SEC as they travel to see the Florida Gators. Florida Gators are 5-5, 3-4 in the conference. Ole Miss is favored by 10. The over and under is 55.5. Matchup predictor shows Ole Miss at 78.1. The Gators at 21.9. Series is tied, guys, 12-12. And there's even been one tie. Florida has won the last 2. But I got a little stat for you. Ole Miss on the road this year versus unranked teams against the spread is 3-0. Therefore, I'm riding that lane train, baby. Give me Ole Miss, baby. Woo, woo. Minus the 10, and I'm going to take the over because I believe Ole Miss is going to run it up, give up some Heisman stats for Jackson Dart, just so he can get an invite to New York City.
Champ, I agree with you. You know, 3 weeks ago I looked at this game, and this was Lane Kiffin's just letting everybody in Gainesville know what they're fixing to get. But now that Billy Napier's turned around and he beat a Division II team last week, they gave him a guarantee that he's coming back next year. So Lane's not already free.
He'd already had that guarantee.
Lane's
Division 2, baby.
Lane's gonna hang 50 on him. Give me Ole
Dude,
Miss
the punch.
minus the 10 and the over.
He threw a punch harder than Tyson did at Jake Paul right there, boy.
What I heard, Tyson didn't throw 3 or 4. I didn't watch it. But yeah.
Hey, he threw a couple good ones, though, man. He made old boy Rocky.
First round. After that, they say no, don't hit.
It was second round, Johnny.
No, he didn't say no, Johnny. What did he say?
No.
No. You got to do the finger, Johnny.
No. Mind your business. I'm gonna go with the Gators. They put that chop on those Tigers last week.
Oh,
They
man.
put that chop on them. They whooped somebody's ass. And I'm gonna go under on that. Do your homework, Doug.
It look like you did. Look like you looked.
Well,
at
we
my
are
homework.
throwing some punches here tonight on the
Hey,
I'll Take
hey,
You Over podcast.
He made a comment.
But,
I don't know
look,
about
Josh
a month
looks
ago.
like Home Alone kid.
Look like he looked at my homework.
You made a comment about me about a month ago. Oh, I'm going your ass. I'm getting ready to pass you. Boo, boo, boo. You're behind me. Look at your ass now.
Don't get cocky. You ain't that far ahead of nobody.
Well, hey,
Man, we're
I
gonna have
mean,
a hair
second
versus
place,
hair
third
match.
place,
But it's
where you been?
You
Hey,
ain't that far
look-
ahead of nobody.
Hey,
Hey,
I
Josh,
got the baby face.
loser lead the podcast. Loser lead the
Man.
podcast.
Yeah, loser lead the podcast strap match.
There you go. Let's do it.
Oh.
I'm game.
Kenny,
Johnny, what
you
you
got
got? You got Florida and the under.
Yeah, I
Under.
got him. I got him broke down.
Johnny,
They
look what I
already
got.
Walk-ons.
That's right, baby.
Hey, when Mark came down to this LSU game, well, it was about 2-3 years when I fell in a bucket of water.
He
I
did,
said, hey,
didn't
we
he?
can
Doug?
have walk-ons. He thought it was a Chinese restaurant. No,
I thought he
man.
said. I thought he said walk like W-O-K. You know what I'm saying?
Walk on.
Yeah, walk on.
Yeah.
Do y'all know, do you guys know who is 50% owner in walk-ons?
Hey,
Drew
Drew
Brees.
That is correct.
you can't understand that Cajun when he talks. Damn.
That's right. That Hurricane
All else
Five.
said every other word.
Hey, he was trying to
Y'all
tear
know
some
about
shit
the
up
old
back
food
then.
laws.
He was only an F2 back then. Now he's an F5. So we gotta watch him.
Category
I ain't
5.
taking no more shit from y'all. Start this shit.
Roll Tide,
He
John.
got. Hey, look, he about to pop the top on that Miller Lite. He just reached down there and grabbed it.
I don't got no beer tonight, babe. I've been slowing down. I don't slow down. No Miller
Hey,
Lite.
I'm just
I don't
kidding
drink
about
that Bud Light now. That's
Miller
just-
Lite. I'm just kidding about the Miller Lite sponsorship. Now you can drink up if you want to. Now
You know
I
who
don't know.
started
You hurt my
that?
feelings that night. Fuck you.
Who started that chain was some actual walk-ons from LSU. They
that is
started-
correct. You are right, and they come up with it on the plane ride home from a football game.
Mhm.
That is correct. All right,
Reggie,
who's pick?
Go ahead, preacher.
Well, since Kenny already got the jab in on Doug, I'll keep it simple. Ole Miss in the over.
Yeah, I'm
Here
gonna
we
follow
go.
that up. I'll give me Ole Miss in the over.
You got Ole Miss in the over too.
Yes.
Well, I hate to say this to y'all, but you know what? The category 5 is the only one that got this right. I think he stole my homework on this. Not only am I taking Florida, but Vegas, you got the wrong team favorite. Florida's
God
gonna put
almighty.
some shake in this bake, man. They're gonna shake the world up on this playoff deal, because what you're gonna have is Ole Miss falling out, Tennessee's jumping back in. Bad as I hate that. But Ole Miss, you're going down. You're going to lose the game outright.
I don't know if they're gonna lose.
Listen, listen.
Mark, I need to see a bet slip on that.
Hey, is that your master lock of the week?
That is not a master lock, but that's a pick.
Hey,
Since we're
Doug,
talking about
Doug.
steel cages, I'm Bill Goldberg. I took a week off. I took the champ out. I took you out, and you're next. So, Johnny,
Woo!
what's playing my point in here?
Hey,
I don't know.
hey. Billy Napier is on a roll, man. He got a new life down there in Gainesville, the swamp. If this was in Ole Miss, okay. They're going to the swamp. They're going to get eat.
Oh, Miss got a lot to play for, Doug.
They do. But you got
I got to show up.
You gotta
Hey, those
remember
Gators
who's
are
on-
getting better.
You got to remember who's on the sidelines for them.
Right, you're right.
Hey, Doug, don't worry. I know where that boat is out there too. But if you start talking about LSU coach, I'm gonna kick you off of it when we
We
get
ain't-
back to land.
We ain't need no boat on that one.
All right, guys, we're going to move on down our schedule. And we're going to talk about two teams that we probably haven't talked about all year. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers. And I got to say this one, since we're on a local podcast.
Yes, sir.
The
I'm glad
Cooter-
you pointed this out. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, the Cooter Wildcats is just down the road from me. have a player that graduated from there named Hayden Nazarenas, one hell of a baseball player. He just signed today to go to Western Kentucky. So congratulations to Hayden.
Good deal.
Western Kentucky is 7-3, 5-1 in the conference, taking on those Liberty Flames. Liberty is 7-2, 4-2 in the conference. Very small spread, guys. Western Kentucky minus 1.5. Over and under is 56.5. Therefore, the matchup predictor shows the Hilltoppers at 54.5. Liberty at home, 45.5. Liberty the home dogs, guys. Liberty is 4-0 against Western Kentucky all time, including a 42-29 win last year. Very small margin at home, so I'm going to take the home team. Give me Liberty plus the 1.5, and I'm going to take the under of 56.5.
Mark, I hope my nephew that went to Western Kentucky, Malachi Corley, is not watching the show tonight because I'm taking Liberty and the 1.5, but I'm gonna take the over.
No, Mark. No. I'm gonna take West Kentucky minus 1.5. I'm gonna take a over. Hey, let me ask. Did that spread change? Because I was looking on ESPN, it was different. I thought.
When'd you look?
I was just curious. I saw it earlier when I was looking.
Yeah, the spread's
It's
changed.
one
Remember?
now.
Okay, I was just wondering.
We get our spreads on Monday. Remember?
We take the
Yeah.
opening.
I was just
we
wondering.
take
I
opening
thought you
spread.
probably wrote it down
Go
wrong,
with it.
or if it changed.
No, they'll change all week if you follow them.
Yeah. I was just
Hey,
curious.
Mark, Steve made a comment. And, hey, Steve, I made the comment earlier that Florida's already assured Billy Napier that he's got a job next year. So he won't be working for Lane next year. Maybe the year after.
Maybe Lane be working for him.
After this week, he might be.
Hey, this is a big game for both. Western Kentucky wins, they're in the conference title game. Liberty wins out there in it. But I'm going to ride the road team minus 1.5 and the over.
Hmm.
The Hilltoppers.
Well, this is I was going to go Liberty until I saw the news today about Hayden signing with the Hilltoppers. So I'm going to show some Boo Hill love, and I'm going to take Western Kentucky. Give me the minus 1.5, but give me the under on this one.
And I'm glad to hear that about Hayden, man. That's great.
The kid's a beast, man.
Yeah, and I know they do this. They talent search out there. So I just want to say this: if anybody is watching from the Westgate Sportsbook out there in Las Vegas, I want you to hear this. I want to be sincere about this, but Vegas, you got the wrong team favored, man. I'm telling y'all. Now, Liberty is going to win this game. They're going to win it outright. The score is going over. There's going to be some points scored. So Westgate Sportsbook, your talent search, y'all run across these podcasts. Just remember, Doug Edwards, give me a holler. I can help y'all out on some of these you messing up on. Got Liberty.
They don't want it from a fourth place person.
Hey, we don't do no wild. There ain't no wild cards in the Vegas Sportsbook, baby. They just
I've hit
ball out.
one, so I'd still be up on you.
Who did you pick, Doug?
I took Liberty in the over.
Yeah, so we're all good on that one.
Wrong team favorite.
Always got the wrong team there. All right, guys. Now, move on to our next pick. The BYU Cougars are coming off their first loss, a very tough loss at that. They lost 17-13 against some motherfucking Jayhawks who I hate. Fuck KU as a Mizzou fan. They lost 17-13. BYU is now 9-1. 6-1 in that Big 12. I've been riding BYU's jock all year, guys. but they're going to take on a very tough Arizona State Sun Devil team in Arizona. Arizona is 8-2, 5-2 in the conference, guys. The matchup predictor shows 44% to 55%. Over and under is 48.5. Arizona State favored by 3.5. A-State leads the series 20-8. BYU has won the last 3. This is the first matchup since 21-0. Give me Arizona State in the desert, baby. So lay those 3.5, and I'm going to take the over, as both teams have great offenses and can score. Go Sun Devils!
Well, Josh, I know you're gonna be sad, but I can't take the Cougar either. I mean, before the show and we talked about the rankings, I was all over Arizona State's jock. So I'm gonna ride Kenny Dillingham and the Sun Devils as well and take the over.
No. I'm gonna go with BYU. I think they're gonna come back this week. I'm gonna get plus the 3.5, and let's go over.
Johnny, you're not picking up points there. I'll take the same thing.
That means both of y'all are falling back. That's good.
Well, Kenny, you got 5 more points coming after the show.
I know.
Yeah, that's right.
I can't wait to hear this. Hey, look,
But he
we're gonna
San Antonio.
hey, we're gonna discuss that out there, and I might record it just to see where it goes.
Yeah.
Well, before the show, I was with Kenny, Team Kenny as always, and I was all over Arizona State's jock too. And hey, they're playing some good ball right now. I mean, so but I have an addiction, man. I have an addiction. I love the Cougars. I love the Beavers. I mean, there's just nothing I can do about it. I get caught up in the action. So give me my Cougars. Give me the points with that. And also, I'm just going to go ahead and just say that they might just win it outright and give me the over on this one.
Yeah, you're right. This is another one they should have called me on. They needed a little help because Vegas, you got the wrong team favored again. BYU is one of the most experienced, oldest teams in D1 football, and they're going to bounce back. They're going to bounce back with a vengeance. They're going to go in there to Tempe, and they're going to take care of business. And Arizona State, I'm sorry, but you're taking your third loss right here. BYU, and I take the over also.
All right, there we go. Hey, I think is that 5, Josh? Time for our weekly sponsors
That's 4.
and talk this. Oh, okay. We'll go one more then. And this is Josh's favorite team, the Penn State Nittany Lions, at 9-1, 6-1 in the conference, taking on the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who like to roll that boat. Minnesota 6-4, 4-3 in the conference. Penn State favored by 11.5. Over and under is 45.5. Matchup predictor shows Penn State at 75. Those Golden Gophers at 25%. Penn State leads the series 10-6. These two teams did not meet last year, but Penn State won in 22 by the score of 45-17. Guys, that spread is a little just too high for me. Penn State on the outside looking in might have a little bit too much to bite. I think the Golden Gophers are going to slow the pace down. They're going to stay within that 11.5, and they're going to stay within that 45.5. So give me the Golden Gophers and the under, Doug. As bad as I hate to say it.
Hey, Johnny, can I borrow your line?
Yeah, go ahead.
No. They're gonna row that boat all the way back to Minnesota. Sad. And PJ Fleck with his pretty tie. This is killing me because it's more of that shitty football we have to talk about. But Penn State wins. They win handily. I think it goes over. Penn State will get a couple of defensive touchdowns towards the end. So yeah, I'm gonna take Penn State, give the 11.5, and take the over.
Oh man, I hate to do this, but I have to agree with Mark. I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I think Penn State will win, but I'm gonna go with the under 2.
I think Penn State's tired of hearing people talk shit, so I'm gonna ride them by at least 2 touchdowns and go over.
Good pick, Rev.
Well, I'm gonna give Team Kenny and Reverend some love for showing my boys at Penn State some respect, because I'm not going to show them no respect. Give me Minnesota. Give me the point. Give me the under. I already told you guys weeks ago. Listen. This is nothing against anything. I think Penn State, I hope they win big, but I do not pick Penn State when the spread is over 10. I just can't do it. It's bit me in the ass way too much. I've lost too much fucking money over that. No. Give me, if it's 9, yes, go Penn State. Nope, not this.
Josh, what that's called growth, man. That's called progress. You're learning. You're doing great, because you're exactly right. Penn State's going to win this game. Vegas don't have the wrong team favored, and they got a pretty good spread there. It's going to be close to that. But I think Minnesota is going to keep it in there. You've learned over time that, hey, when it's a double digit, you go against your Penn State. That's good. I'm proud of you for that. You got this one right. It is going to be Minnesota. Only thing you got wrong is the score is going to creep over just a bit. So we're going Penn State and the over, or Minnesota, excuse me, and the over. Minnesota and the over. That's where we're at.
It is. Sounds like we stretched our feet.
That's
Yep.
crazy there. All right, man. Now it's time for our weekly sponsors. This is Josh Brown. What you got for us?
Man, I got to find. Here we go. All right. Well, we're going to go with some beverages this week. We got Four Locos coming out. They had a slogan, but I forgot it because I blacked out. Four Locos. The Sandy water, it's just tap water, but we're going to charge you $5 for a plastic bottle. The Sandy water. And then we got us a sponsor, a local guy, Latourist Search and Rescue. If you can't find your spot, call Mike Latourist. He'll always find a spot for you. Latourist Search and Rescue. All right. And then finally, when your girl's about to faint from the smell of your taint, Happy Nuts.
Old reliable.
Oh, yeah. You better believe it. Yeah.
Old
The old
reliable.
cream that's made from a dream. And I just was reading on the back of the bottle tonight. It says, this has never been tested on animals, just on dudes. And it says,
That's good. Hey, that's good to know right there.
you better believe it. Never
Old
tested
Reliable,
on
they've been
animals.
our sponsor for the whole time, I think. Happy Nuts.
Oh, yeah. Never tested on animals, just on dudes. So there it is. Happy Nuts.
Happy Nuts. And then we got Edwards Freight. Tell us, Doug.
And we got Edwards Freight Service today, y'all. We hauled some linoleum. We hauled a Freightliner bumper. We hauled some flooring. We hauled another bumper cover and a inner fender. We've hauled escargot in the past to the French Club. We'll haul anything. It's nothing too small, too big. If we can get it in our vehicle, we're gonna haul it. Call us at 573-922-0002. If you need something hauled out of Memphis, Tennessee, let me know.
Have you ever hauled anything for Pablo Escobar?
Hell, I have hauled wrestling rings before. If I've hauled anything for Pablo Escobar, I can promise you this: I didn't charge enough because I didn't know what I was risking.
That's probably right. All right. And we got Manly's Meat Wagon, where nobody beats our meat but us. I could be doing that right now, matter of fact. Johnny Grissom, you got us a Boojing Cajun sponsor yet?
Nah, I'm working on it.
All right.
No. Eddie, used to have a sponsor, but as you can see, he lost all his hair, so that stuff didn't work. So we're without a sponsor there.
Hey, I'll work on a hair for men next week.
Yeah.
I'll get on the phone. I'll get my people on the phone tomorrow.
Look, Eddie and Doug both said it don't work, so Kenny Corley might not have none. He always wears a hat. Oh, there you go. There he is in his Mike Norvell look. I knew we would get that Mike Norvell look before the year got over.
Please.
All right, so Mike Norvell, he's probably going to be coaching for Billy Napier next year,
Hey,
as we talk about.
We owe that motherfucker $68 million. He'll be back on that sideline next year.
That is a bad deal there. And you're still paying Jimbo Fisher how much?
No, we paid him off last year, and we just paid Taggart off last month.
Boy,
How
quick a 13-0 season goes. Bye bye.
You think Indiana would have looked at that and said, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't give Signetti all this money"? Now
Yeah,
you're
how
married
about
to him.
Hey, but here's the difference between Indiana and anybody else. Indiana's gonna ride with you. Indiana ain't looking to win national titles. They're looking to have a good program, and that's exactly what they got.
Exactly right. That's exactly right.
That's right. I mean,
That
Lee
might be
Corso
true
coach.
until after
Lee
this year.
Corso coach there, guys. Lee Corso coach there. So,
They're relevant.
you know,
They're relevant again, and they're happy.
that's right. That's right. They're no longer just a basketball school. They're a Big Ten football.
Right.
Baseball.
There you go.
Kyle Schwarber.
There you go. There you go.
If you
All
got
right.
a guy who wins 9-10 games a year, man, you better keep him.
That's exactly right. Especially in this age with the transfer portal and all the crazy shit that goes on. Now let's move on as we talk about the Pittsburgh Panthers. 7-3, 3-3 of the conference. Pittsburgh at one time was undefeated, I do believe, fellas, as they take on the Louisville Cardinals. Louisville 6-4, 4-3 in the conference. Over and under is 56.5. Louisville is favored by 8.5. At home, matchup predictor shows Pittsburgh at 24-8. Louisville at 75.2. Guys, that quarterback for Louisville, Tyler Show, has thrown for over 2,700 yards this year, 21 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions. Give me Louisville and the over.
I agree with you, champ. He's going over 3,000 after this game because he's going to sling it everywhere.
That's right.
Louisville,
He gonna sling. Look, he gonna sling it so much over there on the Bourbon Trail that he can sling a football, catch it, and get you a drink of Maker's Mark all at one time.
He probably will, and Louisville might go over by themselves. Pitt's not very good.
No, third string quarterback too by now, ain't they?
They're probably getting a kid out of the student section at this point.
Oh, student section.
I'm gonna go with Pitt. I'm gonna go with that plus 8.5, and I'm gonna take the over.
Yeah, Johnny's gonna be in last place next week.
Will you cue up free fall
Josh,
again?
And hey, I've been doing good. Every week.
Hey, he's singing
John
Tom Petty song, "Free Falling."
No, he's Cat 5. He's moving up. He's building strength.
No, he has been degraded to F2.
That's a good pick right there.
I
That
feel better
motherfucker
about
ain't-
Johnny's
hey,
pick when Mr. Consistently mediocre agrees with him.
Hey, he ain't tearing nothing up but his feet when he walks out there to that mailbox barefooted.
Walking on them,
Tuffy toe Grissom.
yeah, walking on them oyster shells out in the driveway.
Boy got more bunions than all of us.
Man,
Ugh.
No love. No love.
Well, Louisville's definitely about to lose their 4th straight, and I think it's going to be big. I'll take Louisville on the over.
There you go, baby. That's
Kids
my
about
boy.
to lose their 4th straight. Yeah.
man, hey, I'm following suit, man. Give me Louisville, give me the over. Absolutely.
It's the only way
Man.
you move up, Josh.
I'm sorry, but You know, here we're gonna be out on that island again, but the rest of y'all the ones gonna be lost. You know, we're gonna be out on the island. We partying, we soaking up the sun. Yeah, we dancing with the hula girls and all that. Because me in the category 5 there got this one right. Give me Pittsburgh. Give me the over. Pittsburgh gonna keep this thing close. I don't know if they win it, but I think they might just win this thing outright.
Feel good about my 2 points.
Doug Edwards. We shall see, right?
We're gonna see it. I'm rolling with Pittsburgh. Man,
Rolling to Pittsburgh. All right. Now we move on to the Missouri Tigers. Missouri 7-3, 3-3 in SEC. Travels to Starkville to take on those Mississippi State Bulldogs,
We've
where
been
my
there before,
daughter
Marty.
and son-in-law graduated from. Mississippi State is 2-8, guys. 0-6 in the conference. They look for their very first SEC win of the year. Matchup predictor shows 71.2 for the Tigers, 28.8 for the Dogs. Mizzou favored by 8. The over and under is 56.5. Series is tied at 2-2. It's the first matchup since 2020. Mizzou has never won in Starkville, guys. The 2 games they won was in Jackson and Columbia, I believe it was. I looked earlier. But anyway, Mizzou will get their first win as they showed the spark last week against South Carolina. I think they continue to roll. So give me Mizzou plus the 8, and I'm going to take the over of 56.5.
you
Brady
better
Cook
know,
hooks
you-
up to
you
Luther
ain't getting
Burden
no
and
plus,
keeps
though.
rolling.
-8.
Yeah, you ain't getting
Hey.
plus 8.
There you go. I'll take the -8.
Okay.
Well, I'm with you there, champ. I'm gonna take Mizzou minus the 8.
You going over too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Mizzou too, but I'm gonna take the under on this one.
You'll get 1 point, Johnny. That's good.
Maybe 2. Who knows?
No, you getting 1.
Yeah, watch and learn.
I think I'm gonna be on an island on this one. I'm gonna take the Bulldogs plus 8 and go over.
You won't be.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah.
There you go.
definitely. I'm not getting on that island. I'm MIZ
COU.
and give me the over.
I like island. I got like the island life, man. Shoot, just start calling me Jimmy Buffett if you want to. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Look, I think Missouri will probably win the game, but I don't believe they're going to win by more than a touchdown. Jeff Levy, he's a good coach. He's going to get Mississippi turned around. Them cowbells going to be ringing, man. It's going to be crazy. They're going after their first win, and they're looking for it. That's right. And they're looking real forward to that Egg Bowl. And they show some signs, man, that they can score sometimes, you know. So I'm going to say Mississippi State keeps this close, and I'll take the over.
Yeah, Mississippi State gave Georgia a good game there for a little while.
It is. They scored quite a few at Texas too.
That's right. Yeah.
You going to that game?
Nope.
No, Mark.
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
The old boy's a pretty good coach, but he better hurry because we all know if you ain't won it in 3 years, you got to go.
That's right. He is a great coach.
You suck.
I like him, man. He is a good coach, man. Yeah, I'll be there, Johnny Grissom. Gonna meet my daughter and son-in-law there. And we're gonna have a family split game. But we're all gonna have fun and enjoy it. Next one on our schedule is the Vanderbilt Commodores. 6-4, 3-3 in the SEC. Travels to Baton Rouge in a night game, taking on the LSU Tigers. LSU 6-4, guys. 3-3 in the conference. Matchup predictor shows Vandy at 29.4. LSU at 70.6. This is kind of crazy. Over and under is 54.5. LSU is favored by 9 at home. LSU is 24-7-1. Has a 9-game winning streak against Vandy. Vandy's last win is in 1990 in Nashville. Vandy last won in Baton Rouge in 1951, guys. None of us were born. So therefore, it's an easy pick for me. Go Tigers. And give me the over as well.
You know, Mark, I'm disappointed in you. You're kind of like the committee. We're talking about two shitty football teams when we have Colorado and Kansas right there we could have been talking about.
Kansas is pretty shitty, my man.
Colorado is not, and they're better than both of these teams we're talking about, so that's irrelevant. So, hey, how
We
did
talked
LSU
about
do
Colorado
last night in
earlier.
the night game? Their last game was a night game in Baton Rouge. Never mind, it don't matter. For the sake of the show and the sake of my lead that I do have, that Reverend Eddie knows I do have, I'll take LSU and give the 9 and take the over as well.
You gonna talk all that shit and then pick LSU.
Well, I mean, I got to keep my lead. I mean, shit, I'm not an idiot.
He's
Look.
padding the stats.
Look,
You're going
I've
to
been,
keep throwing up softballs. I'm going to keep hitting them.
I've been to those night games at LSU. I mean, it's hard to beat LSU at night when they play in Baton Rouge.
Unless your name's Alabama.
Yeah, the game.
They beat everybody. So.
He went to those night games pretty soaking wet too, didn't he, Doug?
Yeah. Been to the Alabama game when when LSU beat Alabama in overtime.
He went to the clubs, the strip club soaking wet.
Alabama
Oh, yeah.
pretty much beats
Yeah.
everybody, day or night. So you know that's kind of a moot point.
Yeah, but
I saw that game on History
night
Channel.
games are pretty hard, they say.
They are.
Look, LSU's not doing too good this year. I've been saying that all year. I just don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know if it's the players. I don't know if it's the coaching. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the players don't want to play for these coaches. I don't know. But look, I'm gonna take Vandy plus 9, and the way LSU's been playing offense, I know they probably gonna turn it around this week, but I'm gonna go with the under. Give me Vandy and give me the under.
Well, Donald Trump said start the backup quarterback.
Sure, I'll take him. I'll take him for a coach. Take it.
Well, Johnny, I was waiting to see how you picked, but I was already going Vandy just because Pavia can run. LSU can't tackle a running quarterback. That's been seen, 3 games this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them, but I'm going to go over.
Well, I was high the other day and thought I picked LSU. And
LSU?
yeah, LSU. But I smoked too much sticky. And I said in that chat that I'll never pick LSU ever again. And I'm keeping my word. Fuck LSU. Give me Vandy. Give me the points. Give me the over.
Woo! Write that down, Douglas.
I got it.
Did you
Here
write
we
fuck
go with
LSU
the bull-
down?
Here we go with the bullshit.
Yeah, I wrote him down.
Get
I've
ready,
been waiting
John.
on Doug.
There's some bullshit coming.
We
God.
handled they say Jackson Dart's a good running quarterback and a passer, and he's a dual threat quarterback. Handled him pretty good. But anyhow,
Who said that?
Huh?
I've never heard that said.
You've never heard that he wasn't a dual threat quarterback.
I
Never.
have not.
Maybe watch a little more football.
I
Wow.
That's all they talk about. Jackson
Favorite based on his score, he watches plenty of football.
You know what? You know what else I've heard? I heard it from some of these nuts in here. Was Jackson Dart thrown in the towel? He just worried about his professional draft.
I have heard that. I'll agree
Yeah,
with
I've heard
that. I have heard that.
That is all he's worried about.
From some knuckleheads in this group right here.
The guy that's
But I've
leading,
heard that Jackson Dart's a dual threat quarterback.
I know, and the leader never said that.
And they talk about the thing. But anyway, that's beside the point. We handled him. We'll handle this Pavia kid. LSU's going to roll. They'll beat Vandy by more than 9, and the score will go over. Give me the Tigers and give me the over.
And then LSU will be the best 4-loss team in the country.
Of course. No doubt about it.
Probably. I don't think they ought to get in the playoffs if you're going somewhere like that with it, but
Hey, Doug, there's a question for you. Is Brian Kelly in his 3rd year?
yes, he is.
Yep, no national
Yeah.
championship. Bye. Get out.
Yeah, he will be gone after this year, Steve Brown.
No, he
No.
won't.
Him and-
2 years ago, he came in with 39 scholarship players. He won.
Him and Billy Napier will be skipping to the loo.
He went to Atlanta.
All right, now the game that Sherman was asking about, he thinks this could blow up the BCS, and I do too, the college football playoff system. The Army
We
Black
could.
Knights at 9-0 take on the Fighting Irish in Notre Dame. Notre Dame 9-1. Army has a 12.3%, guys. Notre Dame has a 87.7 on the matchup predictor. Over and under is 43.5. Notre Dame favored by 17. Notre Dame is 39-8-4. They have won the last 15 matchup. Army last won in 1958 in South Bend by a score of 14-2. You know what I found pretty amazing about this, guys? Only 12 games have been played in South Bend. From 1931 to 1947, all these games were played in New York, New York. None of that's going to matter because they got to go to South Bend. And Notre Dame's going to win. As bad as I would like to see Army do what they do best, blow shit up. But Notre Dame wins. Give me Notre Dame plus 17. And I'm going to take the over as well, which is probably a bad bet.
You giving up 17.
Yes.
Mark, this game's at Yankee Stadium. It's not in South Bend.
Oh, this game's
Yeah.
New York, New York.
Yeah,
So
it's
what
at
I
Yankee
said-
Stadium.
Okay. So what I said South Bend, but okay.
You still
That's where they've been. That's where they all been for a long time. So
Okay.
you still taking Notre Dame and over, right?
no, I might change my pick. Y'all go ahead. Let me double check that, man.
Oh, here we go.
That's a technicality, Johnny Grissom, and I'm the host of this show.
On that
I'm going to
shit.
protest here.
You throw a flag all you want to. Yeah, that's Eddie Derrick that spoke up, but I seen South Bend. What do y'all have?
Well, look
Yankee
it up.
Stadium.
Google it.
I
Yeah,
did.
it's on ESPN too for Yankee Stadium.
Let me see.
Playing in Yankee Stadium.
Is that what you see, Doug?
Nah, I ain't look. I'm going
Yep.
by-
Yankee
I'm going by
Stadium in
reference.
Bronx, New York. Therefore, I'm taking Army. Give me Army plus my 17, and I'm going to take the under. So, change that all the way around, Doug.
Change. Oh, he's gonna be mad.
This is
about
bullshit.
Well, I'm taking Army.
I think Mark will be in last place
Taking
because
Dover.
of that.
Yeah.
My gut said Army and under anyway,
He
but
already
you know.
is in last place. What you talking about?
That's right. I cannot fall no further,
He really got
Josh.
nothing to lose.
That's right. As Joey Galloway says, Indiana can't go no further than what they've gone. I cannot go no further than what I've gone.
That's right.
There we go.
Go ahead, brother Kenny.
I'm taking Army in the 17, and I'm taking the over.
See? There you go. Good pick from me.
I don't like the Irish. Hey, y'all can have that coach that came down LSU. Y'all can have him back. I'm gonna take the Army plus the 17. I'm gonna go over. I hope they
I'd
blow
way to
up.
get 2 points,
Yeah.
John.
I think it was 4 weeks ago. I was the only one that said Notre Dame would go into Navy and cover that 15. I just don't see Army having a chance of taking Notre Dame to cover in the over. They're going to whoop their ass.
Damn.
You got the over with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame in the over.
Well, I'm going with my heart, not my gut on this. I was born and raised in the Army, and I'm sticking with the Army. So give me the Army and give me the over.
Hell yeah. Let's go, Army.
Well, look
Hey,
here.
Northern Illinois can beat them. Army can't take.
Well, look, y'all can talk and y'all can hate on Notre Dame and this and that all you want. You can laugh about their schedule. You talk about, oh, they need to join a conference, blah, 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 all this other crap. Their schedule is better than Penn State's. Their schedule is better than a whole lot of teams. They've lost one game. All they do is win. It don't matter who's coaching them, who's doing what, who's quarterbacking for them. They win, win, win. And they keep on winning. They're always relevant. Yes, they haven't won a national championship since, what, 88? Something like that. But they win games, man. They just win games. And they're going to win this game right here. But I don't think they're going to win it by more than 17. I think Army is going to be able to slow this thing down enough and keep it close enough that I'm going to leave you on that island on this one, Eddie. I'm going to take Army, and I'm going to take the over. I think
There
Army
you go.
just enough to keep it close, and it barely goes over.
All right. So we'll move on to the big game of the week. It's the Indiana Hoosiers. 10-0, 7-0 in that big 10, or ever how many teams there is now, takes on Ohio State. Ohio State 9-1, 6-1 in the conference. Indiana has 26.7% chance, according to the matchup predictor. Ohio State favored by 11.5. The over and under is 52.5, guys. Ohio State 79-12-5 and has a 28-game winning streak in this series. IU's last win is in 88. The last win in Columbus is in 87. So 2 years straight that Indiana beat Ohio State. But I just don't see it happening this year. Give me Ohio State minus 11.5, and I'm going to take the over of 52.5.
Champ, I'm with you on this one. I think Ohio State's kind of like some of these other teams, and they're tired of hearing the noise, and they're just going to go out there and put these boys to bed, and probably put them to bed by halftime, to be honest. I think this game's way too big for Indiana and its kids on the team. They've never seen anything like this with this kind of magnitude. I know game day was there 2 or 3 weeks ago, but this is the big stage. And once again, as Josh has stated, Fox has found a way to screw this one up, which seems to be their theme. Yep. But I'm going to take Ohio State and give the 11.5 and take the over as well. Dave Brown, they won't need the officials this game, buddy.
Right.
I'm gonna go with Indiana.
Oh shit!
Yep. And I'm gonna go over.
Yes, a point.
He'll get 1 point.
Hey,
Yeah.
maybe get 2. Fuck Ohio State. Overrated.
I agree 100%.
For every reason Kenny said, I'm going to take Ohio State to cover and it go over.
Good picture, really.
What about for whatever reason I said?
You're in last
And Mark.
place.
he ignoring all my facts. Okay.
Now I will
Well-
say,
Look, I
Ohio
brought the
State
facts
lost their
out.
starting center today.
They did, and that could be the key to the game.
He's a 4-year starter.
I
Well,
got
I'm
those in my notes.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say that for everything Kenny said about the big stage and everything, I agree with. And to add to it, Indiana giving up all that money to the head coach. This is gonna be the way it could be like, man, we may have overpaid this some bitch. So yeah, Ohio State big, and give me the over on this.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this right here. Y'all can talk about the big stage, the big game, this and that. I'm gonna tell you, Signetti is a 12 times better coach than Ryan Day. Signetti's gonna have his boys ready. The stage ain't gonna be too big for them. They're gonna come in there with something to prove. I don't know that they're going to win this game outright, but it wouldn't surprise me. I think Indiana takes this right down to the wire, plays a real game, and shows that there's no fluke this year. Indiana is for real and somebody to be dealt with. They've got balance on offense. They've got balance on defense. They're a solid team. They're good special teams. They're good all around the field. They're not going to be overwhelmed. They're going to come in there with something to prove, and they're going to prove it. Win or lose, they're going to walk out of there with their heads held high. They're going to play one hell of a game, and I'm going to take Indiana and give me 11.5 points. I'll take the over.
Yeah, I'll agree. There's no fluke, but they're not ready for this weekend.
They're ready because their coach will have them ready. The players will be ready. Some people shine when the lights are the brightest. Some people try to hide. We're going to see what happens here.
Oh, believe
I
me,
tell you
I'm
what.
well aware about hiding in the lights because I got James Franklin here.
Hey,
We'll see what
Canetti
happens.
has won everywhere he's been, so I don't doubt anything you say. Just like Charlie says, he took a program in 7-8 months from the bottom of the barrel to 10 wins. It's insane. But he also developed some players there and brought on some players to help that out, man. So with all that being said, Doug, it's going to be a tough game.
I like to say this too. When I've said all that, with Signetti is the better coach, this and that, it still helps when you have the better players. And that's why I think Ohio State will win this game, home, away, wherever they played. They have the better players. They don't have the better coach at all. Ryan Day will get out coach. This guy coach circles around Ryan Day on any day in any game. But
Yeah,
they do
I
have
agree with
the
that.
players. Sometimes it's the Jimmies and Joes. Most of the time it's the Jimmies and the Joes, not the X's and the O's.
That's right. You're exactly right. All right, so that wraps up all our regular schedule games. Now we're going to go on to Doug's favorite pick, the wild card.
I hate this.
All right, Doug, I'm going to take Texas Tech minus 3.5 in the under of
Who they play?
67.5.
Hold up. Who they playing?
Oh, shit. Got to write that
we're
part
good,
down.
We're good.
They are playing, let me look it up. I'll get back to you, Doug.
Okay. Well, you got the Texas Tech and you got the over
Texas Tech minus 3.5 and under 67.5.
67.5.
Yeah.
Woo.
Are they
Taking
playing
the under.
Houston?
Is that basketball?
I'd say so. Bad gum.
Let me see who they got.
Are you sure it's 67.5?
Yeah, I'm sure. That's
Yeah,
some
they
high
got
scoring
Oklahoma
on.
State.
That's right. Yep.
It's 67.5.
Dang.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Eddie.
And what your score gonna be?
Man.
You might get them bonus 5.
Texas Tech 42. Oklahoma State 20. 42-20. Texas Tech.
42-20. All right.
Hey, Kenny,
Yeah.
if you don't do it, I am. I'm just saying.
BYU.
I'm not.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna ride the team that I've been riding for the last 3 weeks and gotten correct, as Eddie will tell us when the show goes off. Just as I took it last week, I'm taking the week before, and I'm gonna take it again this week. I'm gonna ride the Roadrunners. UTSA.
They got their ass beat last week.
Yeah, I'll teach you to read one day. UTSA plays Temple and Kurt Warner's kid. So I'm taking UTSA minus the 16, and I'm taking the over of 55.5.
55.5 over.
Yep.
What's your score?
48-10.
Okay.
All right.
Who they play last week?
North Texas.
North Texas. And unless I'm dyslexic, I had North Texas beat them.
You're very
No.
dyslexic. You're extremely dyslexic.
UTSA won 48-27.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got the 48-27, but some reason I had North Texas winning.
Mhm.
No, UTSA won.
He would get the 5 points then.
There you
There
go.
you go.
And he only missed the score by 1 point.
I know. That's what I was really fuming at.
Oh, that's what pissed me off. I missed my score by 1 point a few weeks ago. That sucks.
Damn. That's
I
crazy.
just, for some reason I had North Texas wrote with the 48, man.
You're good.
Go ahead,
You got the
Hurricane.
5 points.
All right. It's two teams down here that's playing football. It's Tulane and it's the Raging Cajuns.
That's right.
I'm gonna go with the Raging Cajuns. They play Troy this week. Raging Cajuns minus 10. The over and under is 52.5. And I'm gonna go over. And my score is 40-20.
What's your score now?
40-20.
40-20 Louisiana, right?
Yeah, Raging Cajun.
Okay, got you.
Lafayette.
Got you. That was one of mine. That was one.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, you ain't.
No, I'm not.
Part of going first, ain't it, John?
Reverend?
Hey, I can't.
I can't hear him.
Is he talking?
Yeah, he was.
Oh shit.
So we got technical difficulty.
Nope. Nothing.
Eddie, you all right, Eddie?
He's
There we
cut.
go.
Yep.
There you go.
I unplugged my shit while ago and it went to mute. My bad. Now that I know you lose on a push, I wasn't thinking that with the pick. I'm not picking any whole numbers again. So I'm gonna take Texas A&M over Auburn minus 2.5
Great pick.
Mm-hmm.
with the over 46.5.
There's another one I had wrote down.
All right, let's talk about that. Remember last week we said, I think who was it? 2.5 BYU. So
Yeah.
something's
No,
got to be
they
up.
were 3.
All right, but something's got to be up with this, man. A&M minus 2.5 at Auburn, man. Something's going on there. They know some shit we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope you don't. I think Eddie just fell for it, but we'll see.
They got some Hugh Freeze. They got some faith in Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
Well,
What's your score?
yeah.
34-17.
I guess you're taking A&M.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I got a spread here of minus 2.5 with an over under of 59.5. The underdog being the Rock Chalk Little Cock Jayhawks, and the favorite being the Colorado Buffaloes. So, Kenny, if you would do me the honors, brother, please. That's it. Give me Coach Prime and the boys to win and win this damn game big. I got Colorado to cover, going over, and give me a score of 38-24.
And Colorado's
Roll on,
favored by 2.5.
Colorado's favored by 2.5.
Hey, let me tell you a story I heard on Colorado today, guys. It kind of upsets me. They're playing a team over on the Veterans Day weekend. Texas Tech, matter of fact. Texas Tech called them, wanted them to have both emblems on a T-shirt with the American flag. Colorado said no, they're not going to do it. So therefore, fuck Colorado.
Well, let me just say, Colorado sucks still.
Yeah. Okay.
Coach Prime sucks still this year. And then next year,
What?
suck. They'll both suck
Hey.
again.
Oh, you
Just
on
as long-
crack or something?
Just
And
just
they're
as long
not
as
going.
you.
And they're not going anywhere. But y'all had took 2 of my wild cards this week. Luckily, I wrote down 3, so I got one. I'm going to take Louisiana Monroe. They're going into Jonesboro, Arkansas, right over here. About 55.
I almost took this game. I almost took this one.
And Arkansas State Red Wolves, the Indians, I still call them, are minus 2.5. And the over/under is 52.5. I'm going to take the under, and I'm going to take Monroe to come into Jonesboro, Jones Boogie, as we call it, and win this game 27-24.
There you go, man.
Monroe, 27-24.
Hey, well,
Be a
you
tight
can say,
one.
you can say Colorado sucks all you want. Just make sure when you send that text that says only people hitting the wild card again is Josh and Kenny.
Hey,
Ah,
all I can tell you is this. Coach Prime's been there 2 years. He got one more year winning national championship. You ain't thinking the big, you're out.
Hey,
How
I'm
you
going by
gonna say
some
he's
of
no
y'all
good?
Some of y'all's
He-
logic there on coaching.
Why
he
you
took
He's not
over
gonna-
a 0-win team, right? Or one-
Well, he took over with 39 scholarship players.
wait,
Won his
whoa.
conference.
But now,
Hey, he got rid of all them scholarship players and brought his own people in.
Wait
He
a
had his
minute.
own luggage.
Wait a minute.
That's
Before-
it.
39 scholarship players and win
Hey.
the SEC West. And go
He's
to
gonna
the
have Coach Prime's gonna have the Heisman Trophy winner on his team.
Hey, wait a minute. When Coach Prime was hired, who's the one that said within a couple of years Colorado is going to be a national powerhouse? Yes,
Johnny.
I did. That's
I don't
fucking right.
I don't know who would say that.
Yeah,
It was Josh.
Oh,
now,
I would be admitting to that.
Mr. Week off. Mr. Week
I
off.
just don't. I just don't understand it.
Oh, they're a national power. They're ranked 17th or something. Hey, let's power our coach.
They're gonna go to the playoffs if they win that Big 12, which I think they are.
They're
So
not going to win the Big 12.
who's gonna beat them?
But whoever wins the Big 12 will go to the playoffs. So.
now, Mark, Kansas has beat 2 ranked teams in a row here.
They're hot. They're
They're,
hot,
they're
and
looking good.
and they are playing at Kansas, which don't have a home field.
I hope Kansas.
Hold on.
That's kind of crazy.
Hold on. I ain't going to start pot here. But, Doug, you just contradicted yourself in the same fucking sentence
How's that?
because you said Colorado ain't going to go to the playoff, but then you said, but whoever wins the Big 12 is going to go to the playoffs.
And they're not winning the Big 12. So I didn't contradict myself at all. I said Colorado will not go to the playoffs, but whoever wins the Big 12 will. That's not a contradiction.
Well, Prime won't be at Colorado next year anyway, so it don't matter.
That's
He
good
says he
because-
will. He
that's
says he
good
will.
because He ain't won a national championship. He don't deserve to be.
I can't see how you say he's no good. Look at what he's done for Colorado in
Whoa.
that school he just came from.
Johnny,
We'll get to that
jealousy will make you say the strangest
I
things.
just don't understand it. I
Ain't
just
never won the big one.
Well, Johnny, it's
Who's
kind of
never
like
won the
he
big
loves Brian Kelly. So that's all I'm saying.
He don't
He's
have
never
to win
won the big one.
Look what he's done. Look at what he's done.
What's he done?
Because-
Who's he beat? Who's he beat?
Look,
Who's he beat?
wait, what?
Who is he
champ
beat?
up there say? Colorado was a 0-10.
Did he
He-
beat Alabama? Did he beat
Hey.
anybody?
He ain't won a national title either. So yeah, he ain't done
It
nothing,
doesn't
Johnny.
matter if he
No,
won.
no.
Look what he's
He
done
ain't
for
won
the
a Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
You said earlier tonight it does matter. You got to win a national title in 3 years, John.
Exactly.
No.
He's
Yeah,
won
you
the
did.
Super Bowls.
Yeah, you're sitting there beating up on Brian
He's
Kelly.
not gonna do shit for the SEC. He's not an SEC coach.
That's your opinion.
I'm just.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of people down here saying that.
Yeah.
Well, they
and
can
I'm
say it
glad
all,
a
but
lot
you know
of people
what?
Down there ain't making the decisions.
That's right. And they're not coaching in the SEC, the best conference in the world. So there you go.
Exactly.
I will say that I saw somewhere that they have LSU Hey Dudes, and there was a couple people that's like, man, those shoes look real nice. Am I able to fit that up Brian Kelly's ass? So,
I saw that too.
yeah.
Woo! I think
Hey.
I sent that picture out to y'all.
They can talk
Yeah,
all
okay.
they can talk all that they want to, but
Hey,
it don't
okay,
change-
what he
it
did for
don't
the
change
earth.
the fact that man's done a great job in 2+ years.
Man, it's all right.
Well, it's fucking LSU. You get handed talent, man. Come on. Deion wasn't
Hey.
handed nothing.
Hey,
James Franklin been up here a long time. He ain't did shit.
2021. I
He
think
ain't
we
did
went-
shit. Josh, you can really argue that. I mean, he's fucking number 4 in the nation right now.
2021, we went 6 and 7 at LSU.
James Franklin been up here 10 years and only has one Big Ten title. Fuck him.
Well, you know,
Gosh,
You-
I would
you
love
got-
9 to 10 wins a
you-
year as a
you-
Nebraska fan again.
you guys shouldn't have. You guys
No,
shouldn't have
listen.
killed off. You guys shouldn't have killed off Joe Paul. That's what happened.
4
I mean,
years
you ran
ago,
it. You
4
ran
years
Joe
ago,
Paul
LSU
off,
had
and
a
he
losing record.
fucking dies.
That's a conversation for a different day. I agree with you on that. They cancer didn't kill Joe Paul. Penn State.
That's
did.
right. That's right. He retired. He died. Just
Yeah,
like
so-
Bear Bryant. Just like
Yeah.
Bear Bryant. They made him retire. Look, well, he died.
Joe Paterno died of a broken heart. That's what he did. So,
Exactly.
but
Hey,
I will take a 2-win season from James Franklin as long as those 2 wins is Ohio State or Michigan. I'm
Well,
sorry.
that's ridiculous.
We beat
That's
everybody else.
That's ridiculous. But hey, let me make another case.
ridiculous.
Let me make a case in point. Tennessee with Philip Fulmer, they ran his ass out. All he did was win 8 or 9 games a year. They ran his ass out, and okay, they've been decent the last 2 years. How many years? 20, 25 years did they go where they sucked? They ran the coach out that was winning 8 or 9 games, but he wasn't doing enough. Oh, he just won 1 year the national championship, the 1 year after Peyton left. You know,
Yeah.
he wasn't doing
Hey,
enough.
hey, Doug, you can back that up before Former, and they ran Johnny Majors off.
They
Johnny
ran
Majors
Johnny
won ball
Majors.
games.
Exactly.
Yes.
They ran
Yeah.
Johnny Majors out. They weren't shit until Fulmer came in. Then they built something there. They were doing something they were formidable every year. Now they may have it again with Heupel. I don't know, finally, but it took 20 years.
27 to be exact.
Heupel's going to bury the hatchet and probably go back home to Oklahoma, is the way I see it. Oklahoma needs him.
He may do that because I don't see that old boy at Oklahoma last.
No, he's probably gone right as soon as we close out the podcast there tonight.
Now, he's only been there 2 years. Come on.
Yeah, you know, it's Oklahoma, guys. A winning program don't, they don't take losing.
Hey, just
Right.
to confirm, Kenny is in the lead for the season right now. Then by 1,
By 4.
By
by
4.
4. Right.
Yeah. I don't know how. I just wrote the final result of that. I knew how he picked, but I wrote the final result backwards.
All right, guys, it's time to close it up tonight, man, as we are in overtime already.
He's at 123.
133.
Kenny leads the way with 123, so he got his little
133.
bonus points. All right, this is I'll Take the Over podcast. I'm Mark Manley. That's Kenny D, the Ribbon Rule, Johnny Grissom, LS Who, Josh Brown, and Cooter's own Doug Edwards. Until
Go
next
Tigers.
week, this is I'll Take the Over podcast right here on the Boot Hill Sports Network. Don't forget to join us tomorrow night as we have a little junior high basketball right here on the Boot Hill Sports Network. Good night to all.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right.
Hey, boy.